BetBlitz.
Hello everyone, this is Mike with BetBlitz. Welcome back to your source for daily sports picks. Big win in our last video, sweeping all of our plays. But today's a new day and we are looking to set you up again with some of the best picks on both PrizePicks as well as Underdog. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, take a moment and hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 250 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video. So take a moment and hit that like button. And again, at the end of this video, let us know down in the comment section below which of these picks you will be taking, as well as the ones you won't. And if the picks in this video aren't enough for you and you'd like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below to gain access to the outlet. These guys are the premier sports betting community, and right now you can gain access to them for 15% off when you use code BLITZ. These guys will get you right, so go give them a look. Today we will be getting into the NBA's Wednesday night game for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. So again, take a moment and hit that like button. If this video gets above 250 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video. For our first pick, we'll be under the PRA tab, and this time we'll be selecting Jaylen Williams for less than 32.5 PRA. Now taking a quick look here on Outlier, and by the way, if you'd like to try Outlier for yourself, click our link in the description below to gain a free 7-day trial. We see that this is a line Jaylen Williams has actually exceeded or failed to exceed in 7 of his last 10 games. Additionally, this line Jaylen Williams has failed to exceed in 60% of his last 20 games in over 60% of the games he's played this season, including the regular season and the playoffs, as well as a line Jaylen Williams has failed to exceed in each of his last 4 matchups versus the Indiana Pacers. Now, Jaylen Williams and the Oklahoma City Thunder will be facing off against an Indiana Pacers defense that this season has not been very good overall, especially when it comes to defending against their opponents' PRA totals, giving up a fair share amount of points, rebounds, and assists to their opponents overall. However, when it comes to defending against opponent forwards, the Indiana Pacers are a lot much better defensively, giving up few points, rebounds, and assists to the positions. Top 10 defensively, defending against each PRA category. And coming into this game off of a loss for the Indiana Pacers, we are expecting them to really key in on the Oklahoma City Thunder's players defensively on their home court to try and secure a Game 3 victory. Now taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Jaylen Williams is getting a solid dose of minutes over his last 10 games, near 35 minutes per game. However, his minutes have not necessarily translated to an increase in his overall PRA total, especially when facing off against the Indiana Pacers. And although Jaylen Williams is featured heavily in the Oklahoma City Thunder's offense, he has not been very efficient from the field, especially over his last 10 games, 43% field goal shooting on over 16 attempts per game. So coming into this game, we don't expect Jaylen Williams to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. On the season, Jaylen Williams was a solid contributor for the Oklahoma City Thunder, 21-5-5, however still just slightly below his current line today. And again, when facing off against the Pacers, he just has not been very good overall at exceeding this line. And again, coming off of a loss, we are expecting the Indiana Pacers to come out aggressive on the defensive end to try and defend their home court and limit Jaylen Williams from exceeding his line. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Jaylen Williams for less than 32.5 PRA. Now for those of you guys wisely making picks with Underdog as well, we want to share with you a couple of plays that we thought had a great chance of hitting, and that is Tyrese Haliburton for higher than 0.5 double-doubles, as well as Chet Holmgren for lower than 0.5 double-doubles. And if you guys like making picks on the traditional PRA stats, but also want to have access to making picks on whether or not players will get double-doubles or triple-doubles, click our link in the description below and sign up for Underdog using code BetBlitz, because when you do, you'll receive a free pick as well as $1,000 in bonus cash. And right now, Underdog has been going absolutely insane with all their free picks, discounted player props, and promos that they are dropping as gifts in your lobby on a day-to-day basis. Make sure you guys are locking these in so you guys aren't leaving any money on the table. And again, if you aren't already on Underdog, sign up using code BetBlitz, claim your free pick and bonus cash, and trust us, your profits will increase. Now for our next play, we'll be under the field goals made tab, and this time we'll be selecting Tyrese Haliburton for more than 6 field goals made. Taking a quick look here on Outlier, we see that this line Tyrese Haliburton has actually exceeded in 6 of his last 10 games, including 1 tie. Even in their last game in a blowout loss, this was a line Tyrese Haliburton did exceed on the road, and coming at into this game, Game 3, after a loss at home, we are expecting Tyrese Haliburton to exceed this line. Additionally, this line Tyrese Haliburton has exceeded in 55% of his last 20 games, including 2 ties, as well as a line that he's exceeded in over 50% of the games he's played, including the regular season as well as playoffs. Now, Tyrese Haliburton and the Indiana Pacers will be facing off against a very solid defensive team in the Oklahoma City Thunder, ranked top of the league this season when it came to defending against their opponent's field goal percentage, allowing the lowest field goal percentage from their opponents overall. However, again, coming into this game off of a loss, and with Haliburton already showing he has ease in reaching this line, exceeding it in a blowout loss in their last game, we are expecting Tyrese Haliburton to come out aggressive, especially in the first quarter, to set the tone and have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. Taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Tyrese Haliburton is getting a solid dose of minutes per game over his last 10 games, near 36 minutes per game. And one of the things we do like about Haliburton is his high efficiency from the field over his last 10 games, near 50% field goal shooting on a solid 15 attempts per game over his last 10 games, shooting a very respectable 35% from behind the arc on over 7, close to 8 attempts from 3 per game over his last 10 games. So coming into this game, we do like Tyrese Haliburton to have plenty of time as well as opportunity to reach this line. And on the season, Hallie has been making over 5 field goals per game, or rather 6.5 field goals per game on the season. And with his extended playing time in the playoffs, we are expecting him to go over this line, especially in this game. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Tyrese Haliburton for more than 6 field goals made. Now, before we get into our third play, for those of you guys who have been on PrizePicks or many other DFS platforms for a while now, you know that a huge problem with these and many other sportsbooks is lines constantly getting bumped. And that is why our team wants to share with you guys Epic Fantasy. This is an incredible platform that we know you guys will absolutely love, because on Epic, they never bump their lines. So the lines that you see at the beginning of the day will be the exact same lines that you see at the end of the day. They have absolute line consistency. And one of the things we really do love about Epic is that on Epic, you have the ability to win your slips even if you miss multiple plays, because unlike other DFS apps or sportsbooks where you are playing against the house, on Epic you get to play against other users, whether one-on-one or in a tournament setting, and all you have to do is get more picks correct than your opponent to win your slips. And best of all, on Epic, you have incredibly high payout boosts compared to other DFS platforms. So when you win big. And to make it even sweeter, Epic is giving you guys a nice little deposit match when you guys use code BLITZ. So if you guys like having line consistency, winning your slips even if you miss multiple plays, and having really high payout boosts, go check out Epic by clicking our link in the description below. They are available on both the Google Play and Apple Store. And again, sign up using code BETBLITZ to claim your nice deposit match, and we know you guys will love Epic as much as we do. And now for our next play, we will be under the PRA tab, and this time we'll be selecting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for less than 47 PRA. Now, taking a quick look here on Outlier, we see that this aligned SGA has actually failed to exceed in 6 of his last 10 games, including 1 tie. Additionally, this aligned SGA has failed to exceed in 65% of his last 20 games, again including 1 tie, as well as aligned Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has failed to exceed in over 70% of the regular season and playoff games he's played this season. Now, SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder will be facing off against an Indiana Pacers defense that this season was not very good overall when it came to defending against their opponents' PRA totals, giving up a fair share amount of points, rebounds, and assists to their opponents overall. And when it came to defending against the opponent point guard position, they were again pretty much just the same, giving up a fair share amount of points, assists, ranked top 10 overall for rebounds allowed to the position, but again still giving up a fair share of a PRA total overall. But overall, coming into this game after SGA's huge performance in Game 2, 34, 5, and 8, we are expecting the Pacers to key in on him defensively and really try to limit his scoring as well as his playmaking, as they will need to hold him at bay to win this game. And while we think it'll be a very difficult challenge for the Indiana Pacers to do so, and we feel this line will be close. We ultimately do think at the end of the game, SGA will fall below this line, as we feel it is propped at a slightly higher number than it should be. Now, taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that SGA is getting a solid dose of minutes per game over his last 10 games, near 37 minutes per game. However, his minutes have not necessarily translated to a higher PRA total for him, again falling below this line in the majority of his last 10 games, as well as on the total number of games he's played this season. And taking a closer look at his overall season stats, we do feel this line he is at today is currently a bit higher than it should be. And after his great Game 2 performance, we are expecting the Indiana Pacers to limit him a little bit defensively and for him to fall below this line. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking SGA for less than 47 PRA. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, take a moment and hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 250 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video, so take a moment and hit that like button. And again, if the picks in this video weren't enough for you and you'd like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below to gain access to the outlet. These guys are the premier sports betting community, and right now you can gain access to them for 15% off when you use code BLITZ. These guys will get you right, so go give them a look. We thank you for watching, we thank you to all of our channel members, and we'll see you in our next video.